Okay, the last one is 1872 to 1885, and I'm just going to go through the acts. So the Ballot Act, 1872. I think where this kind of came from was after the Reform Act of 1867. The election of 1868 was incredibly corrupt, the Blackburn election in particular, and parties were spending a huge amount of money on these new voters, primarily because nobody knew who they because they wanted to obviously get them on board. So the Liberals, in particular Gladstone, was so incensed by the Disraeli had pushed through a reform bill, he wanted to put a reform bill through himself. So it went through very quickly, and it made elections or voting secret. However, bizarrely, it led to more corruption because parties had no idea who was voting for who. So in 1883 they passed the Corrupt and Illegal Practices Act because treating, bribery, nepotism, and what that really did was restrict the maximum amount of money that each MP or party could spend on a seat. It stopped people transporting voters. What it did lead to was MPs in between elections going and speaking to people, integrating themselves with their new voters, which was probably a good thing. The last Act's 1884. Well, the only people apart from women who could not vote, were agricultural labourers in the county areas. So Gladstone introduced a bill, sailed through the Commons, inevitably under Lord Salisbury. The Conservatives blocked it in the Lords. Now, why did they do that? Because quite rightly he believed these new voters in the counties who'd been under repressed by their landowning Tory Conservative supporters would lose power. Gladstone did not want a repeat of what happened in 1867, a split of the Liberal Party, so they came to an agreement. And what that agreement was Gladstone got his extra voters, and Salisbury got a redistribution of seats that favoured more conservative areas, so effectively the Conservatives would win more seats. What did it change? Well, massive change. The landowners lost power forever. Elections were more about national issues than local issues, and again the biggest impact was on parties. Parties had to attract these new voters. The only really thing that stayed the same was women no longer had the vote.